Oke, selamat pagi, good morning, selamat siang tentunya untuk para speakers yang ada di New Zealand. Kia ora teman-teman, Bapak, Ibu, orang tua murid, teman-teman education agents, dan semua yang bergabung live streaming dari Instagram, Facebook Embassy New Zealand hari ini. Very good morning, good afternoon for our speakers in New Zealand, our alumni as well. Kia ora everyone who's joining us from the live stream Facebook of New Zealand Embassy. My name is Timothy, saya Timothy, saya Head of Operations dari TM College, hari ini akan jadi host webinar. Masih dengan topik yang sama, pastinya kita udah pernah ngomongin hal ini beberapa minggu yang lalu, tapi hari ini kita hadir dengan speaker-speaker yang berbeda dan hopefully bisa memberikan insight-insight yang berbeda juga buat teman-teman yang join hari ini ya. Topiknya masih sama, Start Your New Zealand Education with TM College, dan hadir bersama kita hari ini ada Ibu Naluri Belawati selaku Kepala Bidang Pendidikan Indonesia, Education New Zealand. Ada juga bersama kita Roger Armstrong selaku Senior Regional Manager, Victoria University of Wellington. Ada Annie Goh selaku International Manager of Lincoln University. Dan juga hadir bersama kita ada alumnus Bachelor of Commerce dari Lincoln University, Yuliktus Korain. Atau tadi sempat ngobrol-ngobrol dan sukanya dipanggil Yulko gitu ya. Nanti kita mungkin ada bincang-bincang sedikit di akhir dengan Yulko mengenai experience-nya studying in New Zealand seperti itu. Nah mungkin sebelum kita mulai nih, biar kita juga saling kenal, bisa tulis nggak nih di chat box kalian semua join dari mana aja sih gitu ya. Apakah dari Jakarta, dari Bandung, mungkin ada yang dari luar negeri, atau ada yang dari luar Pulau Jawa, mungkin ada yang bisa ditulisin aja gitu di chat box biar kita sama-sama tahu nih. Wah, oke, ada dari Bandar Lampung, ada dari Kalimantan Selatan, Kupang, Jakarta, Bandung, Bogor, Kalimantan Tengah, well represented ya dari manapun, Malang, Makassar, luar biasa sekali, Wellington, New Zealand. Okay, that's good. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you semuanya. Pastinya harapannya hari ini kita bisa membawakan sesuatu yang bermanfaat dan mempunyai apa ya makna lah ya buat kalian setelah selesai dari talk hari ini bisa membawa sesuatu for your future juga seperti itu. Nah, nggak usah panjang-panjang lagi, langsung aja untuk menghemat waktu biar kita juga dengar lebih banyak dari all the speakers today. Mau introduce Ibu Naluri Belawati, Kepala Bidang Pendidikan Indonesia, Education New Zealand, yang akan give a little bit of introduction about Education New Zealand. Okay, over to you, Bu Naluri. Thank you.
Halo semuanya, selamat siang, Kia ora. Suara saya kedengaran dengan jelas nggak ya?
Kedengaran, Bu.
Oke. Tadi sudah ada perkenalan. Ini sebentar ya, saya harus cek dulu sama apa suara dulu sebentar ya. Oke. All good ya? Oke. Kia ora ini biasanya bahasa Maori ya, artinya hello. Sebelum kita mulai, mau ada trivia sedikit dulu karena ini rame banget nih di sini gitu. Jadi saya mau kasih trivia sedikit. Silakan teman-teman yang mau jawab bisa kita mulai di sini ya. Oke. What is the capital city of New Zealand? Ada teman-teman yang tahu? Silakan tulis di kolom komentar. What is the capital city? Yes. Betul. Oh, yes, Wellington. Terus yang kedua, what is the most popular sport in New Zealand? What is the most popular sport in New Zealand? Ya, rata-rata juga benar ya. Jawabannya adalah rugby. What is the population of New Zealand? Ada yang tahu? Yes. Yes, sekarang kita sudah mencapai 5 juta citizen ya. Baru aja sekitaran tahun lalu atau 2019 akhir. Nah, sekarang terima kasih teman-teman yang sudah mengikuti. Ini hanya trivia sedikit aja terkait New Zealand. Siapa tahu teman-teman belum familiar. Dan tadi Saya mau memperkenalkan diri lagi, nama saya Naluri, saya dari Education New Zealand. Education New Zealand ini merupakan government agency, jadi kita badan pemerintahan yang punya responsibility untuk building international education. We promote New Zealand as a study destination and support the delivery of education services offshore. Kita ini small in terms of staff ya, hanya ada sekitaran 90 staff di 22 lokasi around the world, including in Indonesia gitu. Saya jadi sendirian perwakilan yang ada di Jakarta gitu. Kemudian COVID-19 semua di New Zealand sudah hampir back to normal. Nanti mungkin bisa tanya lebih lanjut ke Roger, Yuko, atau juga ke Annie ya terkait COVID-19 situation di New Zealand. Tapi so far so good. Ini ada sedikit video dari saya untuk memperkenalkan Education New Zealand ke teman-teman.
Our world is changing, and our world needs new. Because new doesn't just think about the world's problems, it cares. New acts boldly to solve challenges, but never forgets the importance of people. It just opens my eyes to a much wider opportunities. New is prepared for change, ready to create. New welcomes open minds. New is progressive and never stops learning. Qualifications in New Zealand are recognized worldwide. New is the problem solvers, the go-getters, the innovators, the big thinkers. New is a New Zealand education.
Nah, mungkin teman-teman penasaran ya, kenapa sih harus memilih negara New Zealand dibandingkan negara lain? Jawabannya adalah kenapa tidak gitu. Kita memiliki banyak faktor-faktor atau hal-hal yang mungkin teman-teman belum familiar. Saya akan jelaskan sedikit mengenai apa sih keunggulan kalau misalnya teman-teman belajar di New Zealand. Gitu. Kita mulai mungkin dari yang paling kiri pojok dulu, yaitu creativity. Jadi teman-teman bisa dilihat di sini kalau New Zealand itu masuk ke top 10 dari 139 bangsa untuk creativity. Kalau misalnya teman-teman tahu semacam bungee jumping, itu juga datangnya dari New Zealand. Pertama kali yang memperkenalkan bungee jumping itu adalah dari New Zealand. Kemudian juga banyak kreativitas lainnya yang nanti teman-teman akan temukan. Misalnya kalau misalnya teman-teman tahu Lord of the Rings, terus juga animasi, film-film animasi itu banyak dibuat di Weta Cave. Itu Weta Cave itu studio yang ada di Wellington. Dan itu juga merupakan hasil dari New Zealanders gitu ya, atau Kiwi seperti itu. Kemudian juga yang kedua, kita merupakan leaders in student welfare. Kenapa sih student welfare ini penting? Karena seperti yang kita tahu, apalagi di saat-saat sekarang ya, di mana students itu nggak cuma diharuskan untuk belajar, untuk mengejar perkembangan mereka secara akademis, tapi juga bagaimana mereka maintain their welfare gitu. Makanya New Zealand itu merupakan negara pertama yang mengadopt code of practice for the care of international students terutama. Apalagi di masa-masa sekarang, for example, international students yang ada di New Zealand nggak bisa pulang terus ada COVID, dan itu yang selalu diusahakan oleh pemerintah New Zealand dan juga oleh kampusnya, institusinya untuk selalu memastikan international students itu safe and sound selama berada di New Zealand. Itu terbukti dengan kita ketika COVID-19 berlangsung, kita memberikan package kepada international students, kemudian kita juga ensure mereka tetap terjamin gitu ya keselamatan dan keamanannya. Dan itu juga kenapa sampai sekarang New Zealand bordernya ditutup, karena kita ingin ensure dulu semuanya sudah aman di New Zealand, baru nanti kita bisa perlahan-lahan akan membuka border ke international students yang ada di negara lain termasuk di Indonesia. Kemudian dari segi highest performing graduates juga merupakan prestasi yang membanggakan gitu. Jadi kami menempati posisi 7 untuk highest performing graduates, itu bahkan melebihi teman-teman yang kuliah di US, Canada, and England sebagai sama-sama negara English speaking country seperti itu. Kenapa highest performing graduates-nya tinggi? Karena memang sedari awal dari universitas kita selalu mempunyai silabus yang tidak hanya berkaitan dengan teori saja gitu ya, tapi juga bagaimana institusi itu mempersiapkan students untuk siap ketika bekerja gitu. Apalagi sekarang sebagian besar pekerjaan-pekerjaan yang akan muncul itu adalah 21st century skills yang memang belum ada, belum eksis gitu pekerjaannya. Jadi memang sedari awal kita membuat silabus dan membuat lingkungan belajar itu siap gitu untuk menghadapi dunia yang terus berubah gitu. Termasuk salah satunya dengan ada penggunaan artificial intelligence atau industri 4.0, industri 5.0 itu jadi memang sesuatu yang harus dipikirkan dan dimasukkan ke dalam kurikulum sedari dini. Kemudian selanjutnya adalah ini semuanya kayaknya sudah tahu ya kalau New Zealand itu menempati posisi kedua sebagai negara paling peaceful di dunia. Of course sudah jelas New Zealand merupakan negara yang aman, nyaman, dan juga beautiful, kita semuanya sudah tahu, dan ini juga termasuk ke dalam filsafat hidup orang-orang New Zealand. Seperti yang kita tahu, New Zealand kan memang memiliki suku Maori, dan semua falsafah hidup yang diajarkan di suku Maori itu diterapkan juga di dunia nyata seperti itu. Jadi misalnya falsafah hidup, prinsip hidup seperti mana kita di mana kita harus selalu welcome ke penduduk penduduk di luar New Zealanders, for example gitu. Jadi hampir-hampir mirip prinsipnya dengan prinsip Indonesia, unity in diversity seperti itulah. Jadi kita memang selalu berusaha untuk terbuka dengan berbagai macam cultures dan juga berbagai macam background seperti itu. Dan juga for example, falsafah hidup tentang bagaimana menjaga alam, bagaimana menjaga kebudayaan, bagaimana menjaga hubungan harmonis antar sesama manusia, hal-hal seperti itu yang memang terrefleksi dari orang-orang di New Zealand. Dan sekarang kita akan bicara ke quality. Of course, all New Zealand universities itu rank in the top 3% universities in the world. Kami hanya punya 8 universitas negeri. Dan senang sekali hari ini ada perwakilan dari Victoria University of Wellington dan juga perwakilan dari Lincoln University yang akan cerita terkait kampus mereka. Gitu. Kemudian yang tadi juga menyambung dari highest performing graduates dan juga preparing students for the future. Ini tadi sudah terjelaskan ya bahwa sangat penting untuk preparing student for the future, apalagi nanti yang student hadapi itu 21st century skills di mana pekerjaannya tuh hampir belum ada gitu. Jadi memang harus dipersiapkan sedini mungkin. Ini beberapa insight aja terkait creativity, quality sudah jelas ya, banyak sekali subjects yang masuk ke top 50 in the world gitu ya, berdasarkan US ranking. Kemudian juga future focus tadi juga sudah dijelaskan. Dan ini adalah selayang pandang terkait universitas yang ada di New Zealand. Ada 8 universitas seperti yang saya tadi bilang, semuanya tersebar di pulau utara dan pulau selatan New Zealand. Nanti kalian coba tebak-tebak Wellington, Victoria University of Wellington ada di mana dan Lincoln University ada di mana, coba kasih tahu di kolom chat ya kalau misalnya teman-teman tahu. Semua 8 universitas ini selalu ada yang nanya bagusan mana sih? Semuanya bagus karena semuanya standarnya sama karena kita universitas negeri, tapi tentunya biasanya setiap universitas itu punya keunggulan. For example, Victoria University of Wellington itu kebanyakan di ranah hukum, politik, itu mereka kuat di situ. Atau Lincoln University itu kuatnya di pertanian, agriculture dan lain sebagainya. Yang lainnya juga bagus, tapi ada keunggulan-keunggulan di bidang atau di subjek tertentu. Gitu. Ini selayang pandang aja terkait New Zealand University Journey. Teman-teman bisa memulai dari manapun. Kalau misalnya teman-teman ada di SMA sekarang, teman-teman bisa mulai ke sertifikat diploma, kemudian juga ke bachelor's degree, kemudian juga ada postgraduate certificate, ada master degree, ada PhD. Intinya adalah di New Zealand kamu bisa mulai kapan saja dan kamu bisa terus belajar, tidak ada batasan waktu gitu, seperti itu ya. Nah, ini untuk education pathway sendiri, yang kita bekerja sama dengan TM College itu mereka menawarkan International Year One. International Year One ini apa sih? International Year One ini berarti teman-teman bisa mendapatkan kesempatan untuk belajar tahun pertama dulu di TM College, kemudian nanti melanjutkannya di universitas yang ada di New Zealand. Dan itu sudah garanti karena memang TM College juga sudah salah satu yang direcognize oleh universitas yang ada di New Zealand. Lebih jelasnya nanti akan dijelaskan oleh Pak Timothy, seperti itu ya. Ini qualification-nya saja terkait International Year 1, kemudian Foundation Year, dan Master's Preparation. Sayangnya TM College belum punya hal itu, tapi memang kita juga bekerja sama dengan NCUK, ini konsorsium dari UK ya, yang membantu untuk merecognize semua institusi yang ada di Indonesia. Work di graduate juga tadi sudah diinformasikan. Nah, ini juga menarik karena teman-teman kalau misalnya belajar di New Zealand itu punya kesempatan untuk, ini pre-COVID ya, punya kesempatan untuk bekerja 20 jam per week during semester. Jadi di student visanya sudah eligible gitu teman-teman untuk work selama 20 jam ketika semester berlangsung. Atau misalnya teman-teman lagi mau belajar, pas lagi liburan musim panas atau mau kerja juga nggak apa-apa, dan itu biasanya up to 40 hours. Kemudian opportunities for internship and work experience, ada Yulko di sini akan menjelaskan kesempatan work experience seperti apa setelah lulus dan juga internship. Dan untuk minimum wage-nya juga lumayan, kayaknya sekarang mungkin increase sampai $20 if I'm not mistaken. Nanti bisa tanya langsung ke teman-teman yang ada di New Zealand gitu ya. Tapi intinya sangat terbuka lebar untuk teman-teman, tidak hanya belajar, tapi setelah belajar tuh apa, bisa juga teman-teman melanjutkan karir di sana. Karena rata-rata kalau misalnya teman-teman self funding itu akan punya kesempatan untuk memiliki student visa, post working visa gitu ya. Jadi itu biasanya up to 3 tahun. Jadi teman-teman bisa punya experience untuk mencicipi bekerja di negara lain tuh seperti apa setelah lulus. Bisa kita skip aja yang ini. Safe and welcoming, tentu aja ini juga sudah well known ya. Kita salah satu negara yang peaceful, yang happy, tingkat indeksnya juga tinggi. Dan ini aja deh terakhir, biar teman-teman jalan-jalan online gitu ya sebelum ke New Zealand. Nah, mudah-mudahan terobati ya jalan-jalannya gitu. Itu aja sih dari saya. Terima kasih sekali atas kesempatannya untuk TM College. Dan sampai ketemu lagi. Selamat.
Ya, thank you Bu Naluri. Wah, ini banget ya, menjual banget nih kalau cerita tentang New Zealand. Kayaknya it's so much more than just the beauty of the nature, tapi juga education sistemnya di New Zealand sangat wow, safe and welcoming. Jadi boleh banget bagi teman-teman sekalian yang memang lagi mencari nih destinasi-destinasi untuk kuliah atau studi ke luar negeri, New Zealand pastinya bisa jadi salah satu destinasi kalian. Nah, untuk kita menghemat waktu, kita mau langsung lanjut aja ke speaker berikutnya. We have Roger Armstrong here as the Senior Regional Manager at Victoria University of Wellington. Before handing it over to you, Roger would like to remind everyone, if you have questions, feel free to write it down in the chat box and we'll be able to address them. Of course, within the time frame that we have, the time limit that we have, we'll be able to address them at the end of the session. Okay, so handing it over to you, Roger, to talk more about Victoria University of Wellington.
Kia ora and selamat pagi. I hope it's a nice morning there. It's a lovely day here in New Zealand. And I'm going to share my screen with you now and take you through a very exciting presentation about my university. But I know Naluri has also said some very good things about my university and my capital city, which you can see behind me. Hopefully you can understand my English okay. I will share my screen now. So I hope you are seeing this correctly. I cannot tell from my, Naluri, maybe you can tell me, are you seeing the full screen here or not?
I'm seeing your speaker view.
Yes.
You have to swap.
I think if you go on to the display settings on the top there,
Yeah,
Roger.
speaker view. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just need to swap that over. I'm going to change that. I will pause my share and I apologize for this. I will find a way to change this. My apologies for this. I understand I have 20 minutes so that if something goes wrong, I can still have enough time to talk to you.
There's a display setting at the top there, Roger, if you see it on your screen.
Is it me or are we losing Roger? Yeah, Roger is back.
Yes, I apologize for that. I keep losing things here. I think I have the screen, just one or two. Okay, so I hope you can see a single wonderful photo on this slide. It is magnificent. This is my city, Wellington, and I am here to talk to you about University of Wellington. Right. Thanks to Naluri for introducing my city, which is the capital city of New Zealand. Here we are. New Zealand is similar in size to the UK, not so many people, but a bit bigger. The important thing about this map is that red dot in the middle and the name Wellington. That's where my city is, the capital city of New Zealand, a wonderful place to live in a lovely country. Now, about 1/4 of the population of my city come from other countries, so it is a diverse population. That means it is easy for people to fit in, and we think that is good for international students to come here. We have only about 500,000 people living in the bigger part of this city, which of course is not many compared to cities you may be living in Indonesia. It is a compact city and easy to get around and has good public transport. So we think that means it's easy for you to settle in and be able to focus on your study. Of course, you will see some hills in this photo. It is not a flat city, it is a hilly city. Actually, that is very good because if you get good exercise every day, if you jalan up the hills and down the hills, that is very good for you and very good for you to cope with some difficult English words like ice cream and chocolate, which are very good in Wellington. So what we have found in my city, you can eat lots of ice cream and lots of chocolate. As long as you walk up and down the hills, there is a nice balance and you will not get fatter or thinner. That is very good. Right, we are the southernmost capital city of the world. We are also the food city in New Zealand, and we think that's important. If you come to Wellington, you have to drink coffee. I'm sorry about that. We do not allow people to drink tea in my city. Now, my university is the university of this city in New Zealand. We are a public university. We are owned by the government. We are mid-sized. We have about 22,000 students, and about 3,000 still are international students at the moment. Many studying online and some are studying on campus with us. We have 8 teaching faculties that I want to talk to you about. We are a good research university, top ranked for research intensity in New Zealand, important focus on research institutes and links to business and government. That is good for your teaching and the quality of what you might expect. We also have a commitment to sustainability and a carbon neutral future. Okay. When you are thinking about studying overseas at a university, it is important to consider the quality of that university. Now, New Zealand universities are good quality. Here is some information about my university. Top ranked for research, just outside the top 200 universities in the world, 11 subjects in the top 100, lots of subjects in the top 1%. So there is an indicator of quality education. Also, if you are graduating from a university, are you going to have the accreditations that mean it will be recognized in different places? So at the bottom of this slide, you will see accreditations, some of them linked to our degrees. Lots of them are to do with business. AACSB, Equus, the AMBER, CPA, Washington Accord for engineering, etc. Lots of accreditation means it will have recognition when you go to other places, or of course, good recognition in New Zealand. And then the third important thing about this slide is the QS stars rating system. We are called 5-star plus in all areas looked at, and that is the quality of your student experience. How good are our facilities? How good are our teaching staff, our library, our focus on internationalization, and the possibility of getting work when you graduate? We are 5-star plus in all the categories. So what I'm trying to say to you is I have a nice city to live in, I believe, and a good university to come and study at within that city. Now, the university is spread in 3 places around the city. Papeete Campus is on the left-hand side on your screen, and you'll see at the bottom that that is where we teach commerce and government and also law, 2 faculties there. On the right-hand side, you will see Te Aro Campus. That is our creative campus, and a part of Wellington that is the creative part of Wellington, where everyone wears black. You're not allowed to wear color down there, or else that means you're not creative. So architecture and design are what we teach in this campus. And then in the middle, up on the hill where I am, is the Kelvin Campus. And we have 5 teaching faculties there: education, engineering, health, humanities, and science. Here's another view of these campuses. At the bottom, you'll see our law faculty on the right-hand side and our business faculty on the left. On the top right, you can see our architecture and design building, and on the left, a view of our Kelvin campus. Good facilities, approachable, easy to have access to, but also very good quality studios, labs, lecture theatres, etc. The sorts of things you might be keen on. Now, If you come to study a degree with us, we have split our degrees into two areas, just to give you an idea of them. The first are the larger degrees at the university, which we call our flexible degrees. These include the BA program, the Bachelor of Commerce, which is our business degree, and the Bachelor of Science, the BSc. In all of these degrees, which take 3 years of study, you have lots of choice about a major focus within them. The BA is our largest and has about 40 different majors to choose from. I have listed some of them on the screen. Our business degree, the Bachelor of Commerce, has 14 different majors, and I've listed them there. And then the science faculty, the BSc, has another 30 or so. So here are flexible degrees. You can choose what you want to focus on and how you put them together. We have some other degrees also that are more structured degrees. They are often taking you to a professional qualification. For example, architecture, biomedical science, engineering, law, and music. 2 of those degrees are 4 years of study, law and engineering. The other degrees are 3 years, but more structured in their approach. In fact, to be an architect in New Zealand is 3 years plus 2, but that's postgraduate study. So we have undergraduate, flexible degrees and more structured degrees that you can move on to from the NC UK program. Let's just look quickly at what they look like. Architecture has different areas within it: landscape architecture, interior architecture, or architecture on its own. Design innovation is really exciting. Things like animation and visual effects, media design and interaction design. Now in Wellington, we are called Wellywood, and lots of movies are either made, the animation for the movies created, the editing and the post-production is done right here in this little city. So a lot of our design focus is linked to that aspect of the creative arts. It is very exciting. Sorry, wrong way. Education is a smaller faculty, and the key degree within that is a Bachelor of Education, teaching early childhood. We can talk about that if you have questions, but not so much. Engineering is a small but fast-growing faculty at my university. We do not teach how to build roads and bridges. We just have engineering for the future. It is focus on digital engineering. Electrical and electronic, which focuses on mechatronics and robotics. Software, which can be artificial intelligence, and again, the robotics aspects, developer apps and stuff like that, or cyber security, very interesting. And then alongside that, a 3-year Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Computer Graphics, Electronics, and Renewable Energy. We have a health faculty, Faculty of Health. We do not teach medicine. We teach areas of health that hopefully you can see there on that screen. Our largest faculty and the largest degree is the BA program. Within the Humanities and Social Sciences faculty, there are lots of areas that are highly ranked, and I have put some of the rankings along the bottom of your screen. You can see lots of choices from international relations to film, to education, sociology, political science, teaching English, lots and lots of choices. And you can choose how you put your degree together. Also within this faculty, we have 2 other key degrees, the Bachelor of Music, which is very exciting. We have the New Zealand School of Music on our campus, and we have free concerts every Friday. So just yesterday, we had jazz students giving a concert in the middle of the hub where students come together in the campus. We also have a Bachelor of Communication, and that might be leading to media, to political or creative communication areas. Lots of interest in that growing area at the moment. Our law degree is straightforward, 4 years of study to become a lawyer in New Zealand. It's tough and it's a bit longer than other degree programs. Science is one of our larger programs, and you'll see areas from psychology to earth sciences to biological sciences, physics, maths and stats and chemistry. Lots of different areas of key science. And then a separate degree that is biomedical science. We have a very large biological sciences center at the university, and that is what you are seeing in this photo here. And then finally, our Bachelor of Commerce with the 14 majors that you can choose from. Now, you will see one of those, ones you might expect, like marketing and management and finance and economics, those sorts of things, but one of those is actuarial science. And we are the only university that has a major in actuarial science in New Zealand, with recognition through Australia. You may find that interesting. This is called a Triple Crown Business School. It has accreditation from Equus, from AMBA and AA CSB. So it ranks highly as a business school in world terms. So what do you need if you want to go through the NC UK program and get admission to a degree at my university? If you take the foundation program through the NC UK system, you get 96 points, which C passes, and get C passes in the English program, the EAP. Then we will give you admission onto a degree program at our university, onto any of our degree programs. If you have completed the IY1, then you may get credit onto our commerce or our engineering programs. And of course, there is the possibility of pre-masters. At my university, we also have our own EAP program in English for academic purposes. And so some students might like to come and do extra English study with us. That is possible. If you come to study with us, you can expect excellence in a whole lot of areas. That includes the fact we will collect you from the airport. We will run a very good orientation program. We will have an insurance officer there to help you, a visa officer to help you when you need to renew your visa, good pastoral care, an international buddy program, and an international leadership program. All these things that just make your settling in a bit more straightforward and your life a bit more interesting. You'll get to meet lots of other students and you'll get lots of assistance beyond the international office. There is a student health and counselling area. There are learning support advisors. There's a very good career development office. All of these things are services that you can expect to just use however you want at the university. So good support once you arrive. Here's a bit of a look of what orientation might seem like. Lots of students. Now in New Zealand, and certainly in Wellington, we are able to just mingle. We are able to have face-to-face contact. I can go out to cafes and restaurants. The university is open, classes are running. That is great, and people can feel like life is normal. However, some of our students prefer to study online or cannot get across the borders and can begin study online. So our orientation is offered online as well as in person. An important thing for people to know about and get assistance with if they come to New Zealand and to study with us is accommodation. Now we have lots of halls of residence. You might live 5 or 10 minutes jalan-jalan from your campus. We can help arrange that before you arrive and make sure you get the right accommodation that's suitable for you. Some of these halls, we call them, you might think of them as dormitories, are self-catered. That means you do your own cooking, and some are catered, so the cooking is provided. You can choose what sort of floor or what sort of area you want to be in within a hall of residence. We also can offer homestay opportunities. What does it mean for living expenses? It'll cost you around New Zealand dollars 17,000 for a year of living expenses in New Zealand. Food, accommodation, heating, lighting, all those sorts of things. On top of that, depending what your degree is, the fee will be anywhere from 29 to 39,000 New Zealand dollars for a year. In fact, undergraduate degrees are a bit cheaper, 29 to 34. But there's a sense of the sort of costs you need to think about if you're going to study with us. Now, for NCUK students, we offer some scholarships. So there are some ways we would like to assist. On top of that, we have some featured master's scholarships for those who might come on from a pre-master's program. On our website, we have lots of information available. I will talk more about that in just a minute. As Naluri mentioned, you can work part-time while you study or work full-time in the holidays, and at the moment, when you complete your study, you are able to work for up to 3 years, earn money and get the experience of working in New Zealand. In my city and at my university, there's lots of assistance for that. So good ways that you can get information and get help. I just want to wrap up by talking about the fact that here is a city landscape that is just running as normal. We have markets, we have nightlife, we have all sorts of interesting things going. We have an interesting employing body, all of those things. You can find out more in our online NCUK prospectus, and later I will put that link in the chat box. So we have created an online prospectus that is just information for NCUK students. So I would encourage you to download it and at least have it there to look at and refer to. You may have questions later. I know there's time for some. It is possible to do some of your study in all degrees online. So maybe you can come here to begin, or maybe you start your study online. I will just leave you with this beautiful photo of Wellington at night, and that's what I expect it to look like tonight. What a great place to come, what a great opportunity. Thank you for that. I will stop my sharing and pass on now.
Thank you, Roger. That last slide, there definitely is something that we would like to expect to have here in Indonesia, and we might have that in some parts, but definitely not Jakarta. So thank you for that thorough explanation. Like you said, we will have question and answers at the end of the session, so please do. We have some questions already, but keep them coming, and then we'll try to address all of them at the end of the session. But to save time, we want to continue on to our next speaker, and that's Annie Goh from as the International Manager of Lincoln University. Hand it over to you, Annie.
Hi, everybody. I'm just going to see whether I could put my video on. I think you can see me now. Selamat siang. My name is Annie, and thank you very much for the opportunity for zooming in today. I'm just going to set my time so that I don't go over time. Lincoln University is one of the 8 universities in New Zealand, and we are based in the South Island of New Zealand. So as you can see, we've just done a tour of New Zealand. You've just visited Wellington. Now you just hop on a plane and you flew down to the gateway to the South Island, a city called Christchurch. Now, Christchurch, this is, I actually think regardless of where you come to New Zealand is beautiful, full stop. Look at this. What do you think? So this is normally on a Sunday morning when I run up to the top of Port Hill, where you could see this. And often I do see some Indonesian students on mountain bikes along Port Hills. Now, Christchurch is also the newest city. We are one of the oldest city. However, we also have been building new infrastructures. So what you could see are some of the fantastic new buildings in our city center. So as a city, we are right in the east coast of the South Island. We are the gateway to the South Island, and Christchurch International Airport is the second busiest international airport in New Zealand. So where Lincoln University is located, we are located in a township called Lincoln, which is about 20 kilometers drive to the city center. If you catch a bus, it will be about 30 to about 40 minutes by bus. If you are driving, depending on where you live, mostly it's about 25 to 30 minutes from Lincoln to the city center. I just want to say that today it's a beautiful, beautiful autumn day. It is about 20 degrees Celsius. Before I came into this, preparing for this webinar, I was wearing my shorts and t-shirts. So you can't beat actually a very good autumn day in Christchurch. I'm just going to see if I can play this video. You probably can't hear the music because I haven't shared it. But I just thought I'll give you a quick brief of this is what our city look like. We are also known as the Garden City of New Zealand, and you could see some of our city view. So Roger would say that Wellington is a great city to be in. I would just say Christchurch is just as good. It's just a different kind of city. And my alumni, Yuliktus, will tell you about some of the living experience in Christchurch. So what you can, yeah. So you could see that New Zealand itself is just fantastic anyway. Anyway, moving on. So I'm just going to give a quick brief introduction about Lincoln University. So like what Roger has said, that New Zealand universities are fantastic. Lincoln University is also a QS 5-star university. We rank top 400 in the world, top 18th in the small university category. This is how we started in 1878. We are actually an agriculture university, and so this is what you saw. That's how it that was in 1870. That's how we started. So we have, over the years, we have helped our students to grow into their potential from not just in agriculture. We have expanded our teaching from agriculture to other disciplines, including commerce, valuation, and landscape architect. What you can see here is our campus. It's a 58 hectares of land, and it's just like a park, like campus. And what you could see is also this is our library, where you have lots of different access to our facilities. What we believe it is important to maintain your health and well-being. So all of our students have access to our gym, and we just refitted our gym, and it's fantastic. So what you could see, this is also our students base, and like other universities, we also have fantastic activities and events. At Lincoln University, you are not one of many thousand students. You are one of the 3,000 students that we have. We know who you are. So for us, it is about your success and how we can help you to build your academic career. 90% of our students have successfully completed their studies. It is important for us that our students achieve their study goal. As I said before, we rank top 400 in the world. Now, just want to say that for universities that only have 3,000 students, it is actually an outstanding achievement. For us, the other things that we are very proud of is how relevant our academic research is about. We rank number 1 in New Zealand for academic research revenue that bringing to the university per academic staff. And for Indonesia, there's the University of Indonesia Green Matrix World University ranking on sustainability. We are the only university in New Zealand that is ranked in this ranking. So our doors are always open. So for us, we are very proud of how our students can actually talk to us about how we look at how we can support them. And Yuko probably can tell you about how he's been looked after at Lincoln University. So I think just want to say that 6% of our graduates, we have a 6% higher graduate employment rate than the other university. And that's probably because of the industry that we work with. For us, it is not just about learning about academic studies. It's also about how we integrate our learning for future sustainability. One last thing I do want to say that on campus, you can we do have our on-campus accommodation. You can either look for host or residents, but as well as you can share a flat and do your own cooking. In our host or residence, we have halal provision. But for students who are bringing their family, we also have 2-bedroom flats that our students can rent. So as a university, we have 3 faculties. We have Faculty of Agribusiness and Commerce, Faculty of Agriculture and Life Sciences, and also Faculty of Environment, Society and Design. So this is just a list of the subjects that we teach at our university, and this is the list of the bachelor degrees that we offer. Now, for students who started their first year diploma at TM College, obviously, after finishing your study at TM College, you can continue to come into our year 2 of Bachelor of Commerce that applies to all of our bachelor degrees. However, if after you've done your first year diploma and you intend to look at other bachelor degrees, we could actually look at assessing it on a case-by-case basis, depending on what bachelor degrees you want to get into. Typically, a bachelor degree in New Zealand is 3 years, as we've previously discussed. For Lincoln University, we do have 3 intakes a year. Semester 1, semester 2, semester 1 starts in February, semester 2 start in July. But we also have our November intake, which you can start in November. That is our fast track summer school. But for students coming through NCUK programs, you can actually, ideally, if you want to fast track, you can come in our November intake as well. Right now with COVID, you could probably, after you finish your study at TM, if the borders, if you're still unable to travel to New Zealand, you can continue your study through remote learning or what we call through online studies. For Lincoln University, with our agriculture nature, for us, our strength is the whole agriculture value chain. Therefore, in our Bachelor of Commerce that we teach is in this area. in our Faculty of Agribusiness and Commerce, we have 4 departments. In Agribusiness and Markets, Department of Finance and Business Systems, Department of Global Value Chain and Trades, and also Department of Land Management and Systems. We have our bachelor degrees allows you to get accreditation with the New Zealand Institute of Chartered Accountants, Australia CPAs, ACCA. We also have accreditation with Certified Financial Analyst, which is the CFA University Affiliation Programs. If you are interested in property valuation, we also meet the Property Institute of New Zealand and Valuers Registration Board and other accreditations. So as I explained before, our Bachelor of Commerce, we have a few majors, not as many as Victoria University of Wellington, but what we do well. So you can focus in accounting and finance, food and resource economics, marketing, supply chain management, global business, or hotel and tourism management. So for us, our students do have opportunities to go on participate in exchange program post-COVID, yeah. And we also often have guest lectures from the industry to come and talk about, to share their experience. If you did choose your elective well, potentially you could get an additional major. But for us, our learning, it's small class size, and our learning is pretty much about what about knowledge and how do you apply into practice. So when we teach, we have workshops, hands-on activities, we take you on field trips, we organize industry events, take you on field tours, and relevant industry facilities. So for example, if you are studying finance, you are actually using the live data for Bloomberg financial markets. So it is about learning, but it's also about what's current and how do you use current technology into your academic learning. So I'm just going to finish here for now. So what you can see is some of the opportunities for you to engage with our industries. And I will finish with a couple of things about the scholarships. So we do have 2 special scholarships for NCUK pathway students. One is our NCUK Excellence Scholarships and one is NCUK scholarships. So it's 5,000 and 10,000 values. And on top of that, there are other Lincoln University scholarships that students can apply for, including Lincoln University Vice Chancellor scholarships, as well as Lincoln University undergraduate scholarships. So to progress from TM college, you just need to pass your English language EAP, as well as passing your first year diploma study at TM college. I will finish with one of our students, Karen. She's currently in her final semester of our Bachelor of Agribusiness and Food Marketing. I think what she's saying is that study is hard, but if you give enough hard work, if you work hard, you get help from your academic staff, you'll still be able to apply get success. So 3 words that she described Lincoln University is green, homey, and unforgettable. And she said, if you want to think about studying in New Zealand, just do it. So I hope to see you soon in New Zealand, hopefully post-COVID. Thank you and terima kasih.
Okay, thank you, Annie, for that thorough presentation. Definitely a new taste of university studies for those of you who would like to take on agriculture-related majors or agribusiness in general. And before moving forward towards the question and answer, we would like to just have a little bit of a question and answer, or maybe just a little bit of a conversation with one of the alumni from Lincoln University. Yulko, apa di situ? Oke, jadi kita akan ada ngobrol-ngobrol dikit nih dengan Yuliktus Korain ya. Jadi mungkin Yulko sebagai panggilannya, bisa videonya udah nyala belum? Oh udah ya. Oke, bisa kelihatan itu Yulko lagi di New Zealand ya sekarang berarti ya, lagi di Christchurch.
Ya, benar.
Oke.
Saya lagi di Lincoln University. Posisi sekarang depan kampus. Mungkin nggak kelihatan kali, kalau kelihatan di ini saya di belakang kampus. Backgroundnya kampus saya.
Kelihatan sekilas dan maksudnya bagus banget ya. I think it's something yang mungkin malah kelihatan langsung first hand gitu. Kalau teman-teman di sini yang lagi mau ngelihat Lincoln kayak gimana sih itu di belakangnya Yulko, langsung kelihatan semuanya. Nah mungkin Yulko untuk kelihatan banget, jelas banget. Untuk 10-15 menit ke depan mau ngobrol-ngobrol singkat aja nih tentang pengalaman Yulko di situ. Mungkin bisa sharing dulu background-nya Yulko, waktu tinggal di mana, terus lulus kuliah tahun berapa, atau masih melanjutkan, lalu ngambil bidang apa Yulko saat di situ?
Oke, baik. Selamat sore semua, waktu New Zealand. Perkenalkan saya Yuliktus Korain. Saya asli dari Papua, salah satu penerima beasiswa dari pemerintah daerah Provinsi Papua tahun 2016 untuk lanjut kuliah S1 di New Zealand. Kebetulan saya pilih Lincoln University dan saya mulai kuliah Lincoln University, berangkat ke New Zealand tahun 2016 akhir. Kemudian mulai melalui program VIP program sebelum masuk ke mulai kuliah saya Inggris program di sini. Kemudian lanjut di foundation di New Zealand di Lincoln. Kemudian mulai kuliah 2017 akhir, baru selesai kemarin 2020 akhir bulan Oktober kemarin. Sekarang posisi saya masih di New Zealand. Terus saya kemarin kuliah jurusan sama S1 Bachelor of Commerce spesial di Marketing. Dan sekarang tinggal di sini dan bekerja.
Oke. Oke banget ya. Gimana, apa sih Yulko yang ngebuat Yulko mungkin mau stay di situ dan kerja di situ, atau mungkin ada hal yang menurut Yulko sangat beda saat Yulko itu study di Indonesia compared to di New Zealand, especially di Lincoln gitu ya. Apa yang paling berbeda yang Yulko rasakan sih?
Terima kasih. Sebenarnya saya tidak kuliah di Indonesia sebelumnya, tapi berdasarkan apa yang saya lihat dan teman-teman saya cerita di Indonesia. Cerita mereka kuliah di Indonesia. Di Lincoln University sebenarnya simple. Artinya kita to the point apa yang kita ingin pelajari. Jadi tidak belajar kemana-mana gitu. Jadi straight to the point, what you want to study, let's focus on it. Jadi itu yang saya dapat dari Lincoln University. Jadi student kita tidak tidak dipusingkan dengan banyak tugas, banyak hal-hal. Jadi fokus, kalau saya marketing, oke, my focus is only marketing. I build basic of marketing. Ya fokus untuk semua mulai dari trading dan segalanya. Gitu.
I see. Banyak nggak Yulko orang Indonesia di maybe di Christchurch in general dan juga di Lincoln University yang mungkin bisa diajak ngobrol, jadi teman, atau malahan Yulko banyak temannya jadinya orang luar negeri gitu, baik New Zealand maupun negara lain.
Ya. Jadi surat tambahan saya sebelum waktu 2018 saya sempat jadi presiden mahasiswa Indonesia di Canterbury sini. Waktu saya masih di sini di jumlah mahasiswa Indonesia di sini ada 250-an kayaknya, 253, 24. Terus tambah penduduk Indonesia di sini juga kita ada komunitas di sini. Terus selain itu, selain untuk komunitas Indonesia, di kampus juga punya komunitas banyak. Gitu, ada teman-teman dari mahasiswa internasional ya. Terus tergantung teman-teman, misalnya ada yang hobi, di sini ada klub-klub, ada hiking, ada football. Kebetulan saya suka bola, jadi saya join di klub football di sini. Nah, meskipun footballnya tidak terlalu seheboh rugby ya, tapi tetap diperhatikan di kampus juga.
I see. Ya berarti artinya student clubs-nya sangat hidup ya, mungkin di Lincoln juga banyak student clubs yang bisa di-join.
Berbagai macam-macam. Ada untuk hiking, ada yang untuk hunting, banyak.
There you go. Untuk teman-teman sekalian yang memang interest-nya di luar akademik pengen dieksplor, pastinya juga banyak sekali aktivitas yang bisa dikejar di Lincoln ya. Lalu Yuko mungkin bisa cerita kalau sekarang kan sedang kerja ya, tapi saat waktu itu kuliah apakah juga ada kerja part-time atau misalkan ada work placement seperti itu yang memudahkan Yulko untuk transisi ke dunia kerja sekarang gitu?
Ya, saya sebelum kuliah waktu tahun pertama saya langsung mulai kerja part time. Kerja part time waktu itu ya paling di cleaning doang, cleaning service. Selama berapa bulan, kemudian berpindah di satu perusahaan. Ini perusahaan ya salah satu perusahaan terbesar di New Zealand juga sih, distributor untuk pertanian. Di supermarket di sini kita distribut sayur sama buah-buah. Nah, kemudian tahun 2018 saya part time di situ. Sebagai student part time 20 jam per minggu. Terus setelah selesai langsung perusahaan rekrut kerja di situ full time. Jadi awalnya saya kerja sebagai staf biasa, kemudian direkrut dengan satu posisi jabatan di situ, langsung kerja sampai sekarang. Jadi sekarang saya kerja di sini mengisi waktu saya selama 3 tahun ke depan karena visa kerja saya 3 tahun masa berlaku sampai 2024 gitu.
Apakah itu visa yang sulit didapatkan atau dengan mudahnya bisa langsung dapat yang 3 tahun itu ya Yulko ya?
Gampang sekali karena saya menyelesaikan pendidikan saya S1 di sini. Aturannya di New Zealand kan kalau kita menyelesaikan S1 di New Zealand langsung kita eligible untuk dapat visa kerja di sini selama 3 tahun. Namanya open working visa. Itu ya prosesnya agak mudah karena kita cuma lengkapi persyaratan-persyaratan aja langsung apply, within 1 atau 2 hari langsung keluar. Sambil kita tidak perlu nunggu lama sih.
Yulko, gimana pengalaman Yulko selama pandemi? Kan sekarang berarti udah lama di New Zealand juga ya, 4 tahun plus gitu kan, dan tiba-tiba pandemic hits. Gimana sih pengalaman Yulko di situ selama ini? Apa ada support dari Lincoln atau pemerintah New Zealand for foreign students gitu, international students gitu, dan maksudnya apakah merasa aman, merasa takut dengan pandemi ini? Gimana Yulko pengalamannya? Bisa sharing sedikit nggak?
Sempat waktu saya masih mahasiswa waktu tahun lalu itu pas kami dari kampus ada kebijakan. Kebijakan dari kampus itu ada pertama dari sisi akademik. Jadi ada pertimbangan untuk kredit poin. Kalau misalnya kita poinnya dapat B atau misalnya C, mereka bisa kasih naik jadi B. Itu poin pertama. Terus poin kedua, semua kampus mereka bekerja sama di sini. Make sure everyone is safe. Gitu. Jadi semua mahasiswa di sini, terutama mahasiswa international student. Kalau kata kasarnya kan saya bilang, kami ini kan sebagai potensial market untuk kampus. Maka kampus bagaimana cara pun mereka berjuang untuk menyelamatkan kami. Pertama mereka menyediakan student care. Itu untuk teman-teman yang misalnya ada gangguan mental atau sakit atau apa itu bisa di situ. Terus ada untuk yang paling penting itu bimbingan studi itu yang saya dapat waktu masih kuliah tahun terakhir. Karena banyak student yang mengalami masalah, terutama masalah bahasa, terus hitungan-hitungan dan segalanya. Di sini mereka ada sediakan fasilitas itu khusus. Jadi kita bisa, tergantung kita saja sebenarnya. Mau nggak untuk berusaha. Kalau ada kemauan untuk berusaha, fasilitasnya ada dari kampus. Dan saya rasa tidak susah untuk dapat fasilitas itu, gampang sekali. Tergantung kita sendiri. Terus untuk dosen sendiri, dosen dia sangat-sangat welcome ketika kita approach to him dan kita bertanya sesuatu, dan dia bisa kita jadikan dia itu sebagai teman. Jadi yang saya dapat perbedaan utama dosen dengan kita itu sebagai teman. Jadi ngobrol, kadang kita curhat ke dosen santai gitu. Jadi tidak ada jenjang yang perbedaan yang tinggi.
I see. Oh, oke banget ya. Berarti kayak basically kehidupan selama 4 tahun plus di New Zealand ini, 5 tahun ini sangat oke ya, Yulko ya. Ini pertanyaan yang pastinya semua orang mau tahu nih, Yulko. Kalau misalkan selama Yulko di situ, apa sih yang dilakuin kalau lagi liburan atau weekend gitu ya, jalan-jalan kemana gitu kalau di New Zealand?
Saya selalu sering-sering ngobrol sama teman saya ya. Teman-teman saya bilang, kuliah di New Zealand itu sama kita tinggal di Bali. Jadi kuliah sambil liburan. Tapi terbalik, liburan sambil kuliah. Kalau di New Zealand liburan sambil kuliah. Karena semua tempat itu bagus. Kadang kalau kita jalan nyetir di sini, nyetir harus berdua, nggak boleh satu. Karena kita pandangan terganggu oleh pemandangan di samping. Jadi hati-hati. Nah kalau saya liburan, saya kan hobinya mendaki ya. saya mendaki terus. Selain itu join klub untuk football, kadang kita football di Christchurch, pindah ke tanding di kota sebelah gitu. Ya sambil liburan, sambil jalan tanding gitu-gitu sih. Spot saya sih, pulau saya kebetulan di Pulau Selatan, dan Pulau Selatan ini jantung para wisatanya New Zealand. Jadi ya tidak jauh, ke mana-mana spot wisatanya paling drive cuma 1 jam nyetir, sampai 2 jam gitu nyetir, pulang pergi 4 jam. Sampai di tempat spot-spotnya gitu, yang dituju.
Jadi semua very accessible ya, Yoko ya, bagi kalau suka
Semua.
hiking, gunung-gunung apa semuanya very accessible untuk publik ya.
Ya, free. Tidak ada yang bilang pungut parkir, nggak ada. Free, everything safe. Dan saya selama ini hampir 80% saya trip sendiri selalu. Nggak pernah sama orang. Karena suka menantang. Jadi hikingnya bisa 8 sampai 9 jam kadang. Nggak peduli takut ini, saya tidak takut soal keamanan karena di sini 90% is safety.
I see. Wow ya, berarti bagi teman-teman yang memang tertarik dengan dunia hiking, New Zealand is the place gitu ya, berarti ya. It's very accessible untuk melihat nature, dan kalau kata Yoko berarti tadi liburan sambil kuliah gitu ya. Yoko, beberapa hal terakhir pengen tanya juga nih bagi teman-teman yang mungkin secara bahasa Inggris belum merasa pede gitu kali ya. Apakah Yoko pertama kali ke New Zealand itu juga mengalami tantangan yang sama, atau dari dulu Yoko sudah merasa pede nih dengan Inggrisnya? Lalu bagi teman-teman yang merasa belum pede dengan bahasa Inggrisnya itu, apakah ada bimbingan dari university yang membantu gitu?
Baik. Kalau teman-teman tahu, saya dari Papua, kemudian ya tahulah sistem pendidikan di sana yang masih guru-guru masuk cuma hari Senin dan Selasa, kemudian Rabu Kamis libur. Jadi don't expect that saya punya Inggris itu bagus. Jadi saya Inggris hanya tahu yes no, dan saya tidak bisa berbahasa Inggris. Speaking pun tidak, hanya mengerti tapi tidak bisa speak. Nah kebetulan waktu itu kami di kampus mereka ada sediakan program yang namanya EIP program. Tadi sudah dijelaskan. English Academic Purposes. Nah, saya ke sini kursus bahasa Inggris dulu selama 3 bulan. Sebenarnya tergantung kita sih. Kalau misalnya kita lebih cepat untuk dapat target yang dikasih, berarti semakin kita bisa berangkat ke kampus untuk kuliah gitu. Tapi kalau misalnya kita lama tidak mencapai target itu, maka semakin lama kita di situ. Nah, setiap itu ada tiga bulan untuk setiap semester. Nah, saya kebetulan waktu itu lulus dalam waktu 3 bulan, jadi langsung masuk ke kampus waktu 3 bulan saja. Ada yang bisa sampai 6 bulan, ada sampai setahun, tergantung kita sih. Tapi di kampus menyediakan itu, namanya EIP program di Lincoln University.
I see, berarti ada bimbingannya ya. Yoko, mungkin nih hal terakhir nih sebelum kita lanjut ke agenda berikutnya, boleh nggak nih, karena Yoko sekarang di tempat yang sangat scenic nih, show us around, muter aja 360 derajat, ada apa sih di situ biar kelihatan kurang lebih Lincoln University depannya kayak apa gitu.
So, oke, saya ambil posisi dulu. Ini lagi musim autumn, jadi daunnya pada gugur nih. Nah, di sana tuh Forbes Building, rektorat, kemudian student space, ada cafe di sana juga. Terus kita mutar di sana tuh Mrs. Annie Goh office-nya itu Hudson Building. Itu ada tempat untuk international student. Kalau misalnya kita tahun pertama EIP program itu proses tempatnya di sana. Bangunannya sih ya lumayan tua, tapi terawat. Terus fasilitasnya aja komplit. Nah ini library-nya saya. Perpustakaan ini ikoniknya Lincoln nih. Perpustakaan, terus ada tempat belajar, ada IT, dan student help, segalanya itu di bawah. Di ground ini ada 2 lantai. Terus ke sana itu ruang untuk para yang ambil S2, S3 ya. Mereka yang mau research, kemudian lab, penelitian dan segalanya. Terus di sini tuh ada construction, ada bangunan-bangunan baru yang baru sementara dibangun gitu. Terus di sana itu bangunan tua yang mungkin belum rencana mau renovasi, tapi belum sampai sekarang gitu. Dan ini ya kelihatan bagus sih. Pohon-pohon, daun-daun sudah pada mulai gugur karena mau persiapan winter soal. Itu kira-kira.
Thank you sekali Yoko untuk mini tournya ya. And maybe kalau ada teman-teman yang mau bertanya pada Yulko bisa langsung di chat aja. Nanti kita akan ada sesi question and answer setelah agenda terakhir gitu ya Yulko. So thank you once again for the talk. Mungkin nanti kalau ada teman-teman yang mau bertanya nanti kita bisa lanjut lagi Yulko. Thank you. Nah, untuk agenda berikutnya yang kita akan lakukan, sekarang saya mau sharing sedikit tentang TM College. Kalau dari tadi kita dengar mengenai semua university di New Zealand, bahkan dari Education New Zealand-nya sendiri, sharing how beautiful New Zealand is. Sekarang saya pengen share sedikit mengenai TM College dan bagaimana kita bisa membantu proses kalian untuk studi di New Zealand, seperti itu. Nah, pertama-tama yang dari tadi disebut oleh baik itu Roger maupun Annie tentang NCUK. Nah, mungkin di sini banyak yang belum kenal dengan NCUK. NCUK sendiri itu adalah sebuah kurikulum yang berbasis dari negara Inggris seperti itu, dari UK. Jadi mungkin kalau kalian tahu atau teman-teman di sini semuanya tahu program IB, program Cambridge, program kurikulum nasional bahkan. Nah, itu adalah kurikulum-kurikulum yang dipakai dalam jenjang pendidikan menengah ataupun SMA seperti itu ya. Kalau misalkan NCUK ini sama, kurang lebih adalah kurikulum yang dipakai di jenjang pendidikan tinggi seperti itu. Yang mana kurikulum ini menghubungkan kita TM College dengan university-university di dunia termasuk university di New Zealand seperti itu. Jadi untuk TM College sendiri kalau tadi Roger dan juga Annie sempat mention tentang program-program NCUK, ada namanya Foundation, Pre-Masters Program, dan seterusnya. Itu adalah keseluruhan program NCUK yang ditawarkan. Kebetulan kalau di TM College sendiri, kita menawarkan program International Year One saja, seperti itu. Jadi bukan Foundation, bukan Pre-Masters Program, tapi ini adalah program International Year One. Yang mana bentukan dari International Year One ini adalah memungkinkan murid-murid untuk bisa studi tahun pertama dari universitasnya ataupun S1-nya ya di Indonesia ataupun di Jakarta letaknya di TM College sebelum melanjutkan tahun kedua dan tahun ketiga di universitas di luar negeri di Inggris, Australia ataupun New Zealand seperti itu. Jadi kita untuk sekarang ini kita punya 22 partner university dan di New Zealand sendiri kita bisa bantu ke 6 out of the 8 universities in New Zealand seperti itu. Harapannya pastinya ke depannya 8-8-nya bisa join, tapi untuk sekarang 6 saja seperti itu. Kelebihannya apa atau keuntungannya apa? Pastinya yang pertama mengenai biaya gitu ya, apalagi di tengah semua pandemi ini kalau teman-teman tahu mungkin border masih close juga. Ini merupakan satu alternatif yang bisa membantu menghemat biaya juga untuk teman-teman sekalian atau Bapak Ibu yang mungkin mikirin anaknya mau kuliah di New Zealand ya, 1 tahun bisa di Indonesia dulu, pastinya hemat living cost dan juga tuition cost-nya. Lalu saat ke New Zealand nggak usah buang waktu lagi ngulang dari awal, tapi bisa lanjut langsung tahun kedua dan akhir tahun 3 langsung graduate di New Zealand seperti itu. Itu pertama. Yang kedua adalah untuk mengenai preparation ya. Tadi kalau Yulko juga sempat mention tentang preparation English gitu ya. Bagi teman-teman di sini yang mungkin belum pede nih dengan bahasa Inggrisnya ataupun academics in general, ini sebuah platform atau avenue yang baik sekali untuk kalian bisa take advantage untuk bisa prepare bahasa Inggris ataupun academics in general seperti itu. Karena program kita adalah setara dengan S1, tapi kita mengadakannya di kelas yang lebih kecil, jadi paling tidak bimbingannya lebih banyak, dan juga untuk mata kuliahnya semuanya sudah di-mappingkan dengan semua partner university kita, 6 university New Zealand yang di sini ada, sehingga kalian tidak usah khawatir apakah nanti semua pelajarannya bisa ke-transfer atau tidak, karena kita bisa guarantee semuanya akan ke-transfer ke tahun kedua langsung, seperti itu. Nah, advantage ketiga adalah ini kita satu program yang sama. Jadi satu program yang sama memberikan akses untuk teman-teman sekalian bisa ke 6 university di New Zealand, terserah mau yang mana. Pastinya harus meet requirement dan nilai yang mereka minta, tapi kalau memang sudah meet requirement tersebut, kalian bebas untuk memilih university mana yang kalian pilih. Jadi ada flexibility tersebut dalam program ini. Jadi itu adalah 3 benefit utamanya, biaya, preparation, dan juga flexibility of the program. Oke, tadi kalau misalkan semua rekan-rekan sudah bicara banyak mengenai the beauty of New Zealand, pastinya aku udah nggak usah bicara banyak tentang itu lagi ya. Tapi kalau untuk di TM College sendiri, jurusan apa aja yang bisa kita provide, memang ini sedikit limited. Untuk sekarang kita hanya bisa bantu untuk jurusan social mengarah ke bisnis, seperti itu. Jadi bagi teman-teman yang mengarah atau interested mengambil Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Business, Business Management, Accounting and Finance, Marketing, dan logistics, atau bahkan tadi ada yang sempat nanya mengenai public policy gitu ya. Itu adalah hal-hal yang bisa kita bantu melalui program dari TM College. Pastinya kalau teman-teman tertarik ke ranah engineering, tertarik ke pure agriculture, tertarik ke apalagi ya, misalkan design and arts, fine arts, medicine, itu jurusan-jurusan yang belum bisa kita akomodir untuk sekarang. Tapi kalau teman-teman tertarik ke tadi public policy, mungkin nggak tertarik ke bisnis gitu ya, tapi kalau tertarik ke public policy, tertarik ke agribisnis misalkan, atau bahkan entrepreneurship, actuarial science, itu merupakan jurusan-jurusan yang bisa kita bantu melalui program TM College seperti itu. Pastinya nanti kita bisa share detailnya lebih banyak lagi. Jadi tidak usah khawatir bagi teman-teman yang memang mungkin tidak tertarik purely ke ranah bisnis, ada jurusan-jurusan lain yang bisa kita akomodir melalui program kita, seperti itu. Nah, singkat aja mungkin mengenai student service ya. Jadi kalau misalkan dari TM College sendiri, basically saat 1 tahun di TM College, kita akan bantu nantinya proses untuk counseling-nya, untuk university application support, visa guidance itu juga dari kita. Pastinya teman-teman agent di sini yang juga menanyakan mengenai aplikasi dan visa, memang biasanya kita membantu aplikasinya. Untuk visa kita kembalikan ke murid-murid ataupun orang tua murid. Jika ingin engage dengan third party agent, silakan gitu ya. Kita hanya memberikan guidance saja seperti itu. Oke. Nah, tambahan dari hal ini semua adalah untuk requirement. Jadi untuk entry requirement sendiri memang kita biasanya membutuhkan sebuah tes profisiensi Inggris di luar surat kelulusan ya, baik itu kalian yang lulus dari kurikulum nasional, program internasional, sama saja kita biasanya membutuhkan kalian untuk menyelesaikan kelas 12 dahulu, seperti itu, karena program ini adalah setara dengan tahun pertama dari S1. Jadi tes profisiensi Inggris itu sendiri bisa berbentuk IELTS, TOEFL, ataupun kita mempunyai tes internal kita sendiri yang kalian bisa ambil juga. Jadi whichever tes suits you, yang pasti kita membutuhkan sebuah tes Inggris untuk kalian bisa masuk ke TM College, sehingga itu setelah itu kalian sudah tidak perlu mengambil tes lagi saat progres ke tahun kedua atau tahun ketiga nanti di New Zealand. Seperti itu ya. Dan terakhir mengenai scholarship, basically untuk di TM College sendiri, kita menawarkan scholarship up to 30% dari tuition cost, dari tuition fee di TM College. Saat kalian progres ke tahun kedua nantinya, banyak sekali penawaran scholarship seperti yang tadi Roger dan juga Annie sudah sempat mention sedikit ya, singgung sedikit, ada offer-offer scholarship yang di-provide oleh university sendiri, seperti itu, dan jumlahnya berbeda-beda, 5.000, 10.000, ada yang 5.000 per tahun, jadi depending on which university interests you. Oke, nah itu mungkin sekilas dari TM College. Kita letaknya di Jakarta Barat ya, di Jakarta. Lalu untuk intake-nya juga kita biasanya intake di bulan September. Jadi bagi teman-teman yang tertarik untuk sekarang udah kelas 12 lagi cari-cari nih, intake berikutnya kita ada di bulan September tahun ini. Lalu akan lanjut untuk sampai kira-kira bulan Mei ya. Jadi programnya itu 30 minggu plus minus. Lalu bisa langsung progres ke New Zealand di bulan Juli tahun depan, Juli tahun 2022, seperti itu. Jadi itu sekilas tentang TM College, thank you semuanya. Nah mungkin ini adalah satu agenda yang ditunggu-tunggu juga nih oleh semuanya, yaitu question and answer. Sudah banyak sekali ya yang masuk pertanyaannya. Mungkin kita bisa ngobrol sedikit. The first question is for Roger maybe. There was a question regarding, let me see, maybe we'll start with Dinda from Malang, wanting to ask about having passed her diploma programs in Indonesia. Can I continue my undergraduate study in Victoria University of Wellington, or should I redo the whole program from the beginning?
Okay. Thank you. That's a big question. Depending what the diploma program means, I guess. We can look at direct admission from Indonesia if students have high results from high school. If they have finished high school SMA and then, or SM, one of those, and then carried on with a diploma program, we can assess the qualification. If you are talking about the NCUK program, then the admission is straightforward. So it would depend. If it is a different diploma, then case by case, we can look at it. We can assess an application. So without more detail, I'm not sure quite what else to say for that.
Okay, thank you for that, Roger. Maybe just to confirm also, there was a question from Ibu Adele, Miss Adele, and she was asking about a major in public policies or government policies. Is there a specific major in that area in your university?
Yeah, well, thanks for that question. So we are based in Wellington, which is the capital city, and in our School of Government, School of Business School, we have a part of it that is the School of Government, which is the only one in New Zealand. So we teach public policy, we teach public management, we teach e-government. So within the Bachelor of Commerce, you can have a major or a minor in, for example, public policy. So yes, that is very much a strength of my university.
Okay, thank you for that. And this is a more specific question towards actuarial science, I guess, because it's something that not many universities offer in terms of pathway programs. And the question is about whether from the college, from TM College, because from the NCUK perspective, it seems that there is actuarial science offered from the IY1 program, not the IFY. Is that actually possible, or is there like an additional requirement that student needs to meet in order to go into that major?
Yeah, possibly not. I mean, possibly they can get straight on to year 2 study and take on actuarial science. We have accreditation from AACSB and EQUIS. And so our first year of a Bachelor of Commerce has a whole range of subjects that people must take as a foundation for the second and third year. They will include things like a statistics course, you know, management, computing, stuff like that, and including economics. So the statistics and economics will be important for the actuarial science major. So if a student is coming in with that background, they can look at the actuarial major from year 2, should be okay. As long as the timetabling and the subjects fit, it should be possible to fit that within the degree program. Yes.
Thank you. And maybe I can add a little bit to that from Osindo. Yeah, so this is an Asian asking, just maybe to add to that, we do have economics as well as a statistics related subject in the first year of our program. So that maybe answers your question, but definitely because this is a more specific question, we'll have to confirm and get back to you maybe personally later on. So thank you for that. Another question, Roger, is about from Keanu here, wanting to ask whether New Zealand universities, maybe in specific, your university, have aerospace engineering. Since I'm a huge fan of fighter jets. There you go.
Yeah, how exciting. No. So New Zealand, we don't have an aerospace industry at all. I mean, we have people building small planes, but we don't have more than that. So we do not have aerospace specifically. Funnily enough, we do have space launches from the South Island, not far from where Annie lives. Rockets go into space taking satellites, not so much the fighter jets. So there is not the aerospace industry, and because of that, there is not the focus within engineering. Some universities, like the University of Canterbury, close to Annie, have some aerospace subjects, more related to design aspects, I think, but do not have a particular focus within engineering on aerospace. We do not have the industry.
I see. Okay. Thank you for that. This is a question for both Annie and Roger. So Roger, you can take this first and then I can pass it on to Annie afterwards. So this is Andy from Lombok, and he or she, I'm not assuming here, is asking whether he can, I'll use he as for the sake of easiness of this. So he's asking whether he can take a master's program in New Zealand after taking, for instance, he took IT in his bachelor's degree and he wants to take something completely different from that. So probably business management or any other different studies for his master's degree. Is that possible at all?
Okay, yeah, good question actually, and one we get asked a lot. We have some degrees in our business faculty that we call conversion masters. So for example, for us, there is one called the Master of Global Business, which can have a focus on marketing, can have a focus on management especially. These also include a business, not an internship, but a business connection in one of the consultancy projects. So yes, we have, so that is one example of a conversion master's degree. We have professional business analysis, we have professional accounting. There are a range of possibilities that could be different from his IT focus, and we call those conversion masters. So the answer is yes, that can be possible. I'll let Annie make a comment.
Yeah, okay, so Annie, the question is whether the student is able to take a different major for his master's program after undertaking a certain major for his bachelor's degree.
I think the short answer is yes. Just same as what Roger said, in New Zealand, most of the universities have what we call 180 credit taught master programs. But it does depend on what he has completed and his academic grades. So often to meet postgraduate qualifications requirements, he will need to meet the academic grades requirement, academic relevancy, and also IELTS or English language proficiency. In most cases, without knowing the students' academic grades, if the students have achieved B average in his final year of the bachelor degree, he can get into our talk masters like Master of Business in Finance, Master of Business in Global Management and Marketing, Master of Applied Computing. So the short answer is yes, but it depends on the grades as well. Yeah. Okay.
And then there was a question from Osindo, and then I think you've addressed this in the chat box, just wanting to make sure everyone in the room, as well as those joining us from the live stream, also understands that or acknowledges that. Basically, the question was, if students go through TM College, how many credits will students get if they want to go to Bachelor of Agribusiness or Food Marketing? And you said it was pretty much up to 120 credits or up to 1 year. And maybe I can also address that or add to that. Basically, as long as it's in part of our progression route, which it is, these two, to Lincoln University, then you can definitely progress to your second year to that university from TM College after taking the whole 1 year or 30 weeks, which is this equivalent to 1 year of the program at TM College. And of course, with consideration that you pass or students pass the required marks asked by Lincoln University.
Yeah. I just want to add that Tim, so even though we haven't done a formal academic assessment for that advanced standing for the diploma onto our Bachelor of Agribusiness and Food Marketing, but what you've taught in Indonesia will be quite, if we can accept you onto our direct entry into year 2 of Bachelor of Commerce, so there's no reason why we can't use some of that as non-specific electives as well. So we haven't done that formal assessment, but there's no reason why we couldn't. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I misread that. I thought it was marketing, not food marketing. I guess.
No, because that's a separate qualifications. That is a combination of food science, supply chain management, marketing, and agribusiness. However, it is possible because of the commerce nature part of the study. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Totally understand. Thank you for that, Annie. I think that sums up the questions we have for today. And just an addition here, untuk teman-teman sekalian yang mau kontak Yulko ya, untuk lebih lagi, Instagramnya dikasih di chat box ya, Korain_NZ. That's the Instagram, his Instagram. And definitely for anyone who wants to speak more about either one of the universities here, Lincoln or Victoria University of Wellington, you can definitely visit their website, talk to us, and we'll connect you with the representatives from the universities as well, or you can talk to us about our pathways to the universities, and we'll definitely be happy to help you in that. Before we end, we just want to take a quick picture here. So if everyone can open their cameras, Ririn mungkin mau take over bagian ini.
Ya, oke. Thank you, Pak Timothy. Oke, teman-teman semua, karena ini sudah di penghujung acara kita pada pagi hari ini, boleh semuanya on cam, kita mau foto bareng dulu untuk dokumentasi. Wait, oke. Sebelumnya sambil aku end live dulu untuk yang di Facebook, terima kasih untuk teman-teman yang sudah ngikutin live streamingnya dari fanpage-nya, Facebook fanpage-nya Education New Zealand, New Zealand Embassy, sorry. Ya, oke, boleh. Oke, masih ada beberapa yang belum on cam, nggak masalah ya. Oke, 1, 2, 3. Boleh yang di halaman selanjutnya, ini masih banyak yang belum on cam, boleh on cam dulu. Oke, halaman kedua. 3, 2, 1. Ya, sudah semua. Terima kasih teman-teman yang sudah mengikuti sesi webinar Education New Zealand bersama dengan TM College hari ini. Untuk informasi selanjutnya, kalau teman-teman berminat untuk booking one-on-one consultation, bisa untuk menghubungi WhatsApp TM College yang sudah saya tuliskan di chat tadi. Oke. Baik, dipersilakan Pak Timothy untuk menutup acaranya.
Yeah, okay, just closing the session. Once again, thank you for all our speakers, Roger, Annie, Naluri, as well as Yulko, for your time today. Definitely appreciate your insights, and hopefully if students or if anyone here wants to know more, definitely get in touch with us, get in touch with TM College. We'll definitely be able to connect you with the universities. We're active on Instagram. Feel free to DM us there. And of course, for the universities themselves, you can definitely email them through their website, or if you want to contact Naluri through the ENZ website as well. And Yulko has provided his Instagram account as well. So thank you once again, and have a great day.